So, hello everyone at a new place for you. For me it is third time we are here, but this place we have not actually visited yet. This is the first time we are visiting it. So we drove yesterday, we were camping here at interesting territory, which is actually not, which doesn't have its own government, and I will tell you a bit about that later. So this small territory is also borders New South Wales, 2 hours from Canberra. Yes, this is the Jervis Bay Territory, which is governed by the ACT, the Australian Capital Territory, and by this means all territories/states have coast. So each state/territory has its own coast, even the ACT, even though main area is just Canberra, the whole Oxa State and some other and Tarva, like small villages outside of Canberra. And then this one as well, this Jervis Bay Territory, there are 2 villages, Wreck Bay Village and the Jervis Bay Village, which are also part of the ACT. Yeah, so all of the police, the cars have the ACT registration numbers, and also the police is the same as in the ACT, the federal police. So yeah, so this means every state/territory has its own coast. So if you're looking at the map, northwest and northeastern parts, we have the Western Australia, Northern Territory and Queensland. They all have their own coast there. In the western side we have only Western Australia. In the east side we have Queensland, New South Wales and Victoria. If you are looking down the south, western south and eastern south, then we have Victoria again, South Australia, Tasmania and Western Australia. And in the east side, here in the Jervis Bay Territory, the ACT has its own coast. So this place is the Botanical Gardens here at Jervis Bay Territory. As you all know us already, we are actually love to visit a lot of botanical gardens. We have visited in Kuala Lumpur, in Cairns, in Canberra, and then in Perth as well. Even though in Perth we didn't really went through all of them, but we have visited a little bit of part of that. Yeah, here this is the forest area. You can see a lot of eucalypt trees. Yeah, not the rainforest, but just normal forest area. Yeah, so it is really good to be in the ACT while we are 200 kilometers apart from the main ACT. This is actually not not new for me, because there is a really big country in Europe called Russia, which actually has a small territory apported by Lithuania called the Kaliningrad. It is the main city there, and then there are smaller cities in Kaliningrad. So that is also like 2,000 kilometers away from the mainland Russia. And I think there is one in Africa. I am not too sure about the name of the country, but there is one that is also divided. So even the UAE and Saudi Arabia or Oman, I think with Oman there is there is that. I think you go to in the eastern side, southeastern side of the UAE. You actually go to Oman, and then inside of Oman you go back to UAE, and then back to Oman. So I think, or it is Saudi Arabia. I'm not too sure about that. Between these two countries, I know that the UAE is one, and then Oman or Saudi Arabia. I'm not too sure about it. Yeah, like there are, like for example, like this one is a bit, I will say like all you can see is all of these trees that is behind me. Yeah, not too much, so, and some other plants which are really yeah, like we can see them a lot actually. Yes, this is the Jervis Bay Territory, and there are smaller islands which are actually governed by other states. The ACT is only governed by the ACT is governed by the ACT, or the mainland ACT Canberra region, and this one. While Western Australia is also governing a smaller island, like a bit like close to Indonesia. I can't really remember the name of it, but there is a small island somewhere near Indonesia, which is actually part of Australia and governed by Western Australia. But this is the same for Christmas Island and Kangaroo Island, for example. Yeah, so all of these smaller islands which doesn't have its own government is governed by a state / territory. Not too much, so yeah. And then fine, it is not too hot like yesterday. It was 40 degrees, and yeah, it was heat wave all over Australia. Even the ACT, like there was total fire ban, which have not been a thing since 2020, sorry, 6 years ago. Yeah, so even north from Victoria and close to the NSW New South Wales border, there are a lot of fires actually. In the ACT, we could actually, or in Canberra, we could see the smoke from Victoria coming up to us and blocking the sun. It created really big red sun. Yeah, so it created really big red sun instead of the clear view. Yeah, we have some we have friends in Victoria, east from Melbourne. They have not been needed to evacuate, and they are so far good. They don't have any fires nearby. So we have reached outside of the forest area so this is the lawn area. Yeah, there are like some roads that we can take to go up, to go down. Palm trees. Yeah, so we'll be actually going down there to the lawn area. So what can I say about all of this heat wave and fires? I mean, it is part of the global warming, but Australia is actually experiencing a lot of fires during summer if it is really hot and dry season. Yeah, which was actually the case with Victoria. I'm not going into the details. So far we have no known people who have died there, so, and I don't think that there is actually people died there. Like they could evacuate people in time. The firefighters have really a really hard time because of the winds. It changed, the wind direction changed. So yeah, so they are fighting against the fire. Yeah. So anyway, so yesterday it was really hot. Like we could literally, like I have seen birds even in the ACT on Friday in Canberra. Sorry. So even in Canberra on Friday, because we have some cockatoos came by to eat, mostly breakfast and dinner. Lunch is not really, and we could see that they are like getting air through their mouth, like the dogs when they are really hot, they are like their tongues out and they are getting their air from their mouth. The birds can actually do the same. They can do the same. The cockatoos here, the king parrot, Rossella, we have seen a lot, and they were like all doing the same. They were too hot. Yeah, I wasn't really. Like I had taken pictures, but I have not. I will not be uploading that. Like some people would say that we are making fun of them. In reality, we are not just. Yeah, but we didn't had any ideas how to give water to them. But then, like after 2-3 hours, it got cooled down. Wind came, which was really good for them. And even we saw some birds today. They were actually not. Yeah, they were not really like I could see that they are not hot anymore. Yeah, so. And then yesterday evening we went down to the beach, because here in Jervis Bay there are a lot of places where we can actually see these blue planktons, which actually creates really big, very beautiful, big blue water by this side. But we didn't have luck. Like even I did a research and they said that it is unpredictable, but if the algae is blooming, then that's your best best chance to actually see one. Yeah, we tried. We stayed there for half an hour or so, taking pictures. But because we were camping, we didn't had electricity, so yeah, my phone almost died there. Yeah, I didn't have too much power left. Yeah, so I will not be taking any pictures, but I have this 100% full charge, so I can actually take videos of this. So this is the lawn area that I have showed from there. I think that's the place where we have been. Yeah, like all of these lawn areas here in Australia have a bench, and like even in the zoos there are like a lawn area where kangaroos can come up to you. Yeah, there are like bench where you can actually eat, relax. The palm trees over there. Yeah, and they're really beautiful, interesting, like a pine, some kind of pine tree. Yeah, Norfolk Island pine. Yeah, like I can see these leaves, which are actually reminds me. That's what reminded me of the pine. Yeah, so this might look like the rainforest area. Like I can see all of these smaller plants like palm trees and palm leaves. Bottle bush. That's also a really really common plant to see. Tree, sorry. So this is the rainforest gully, so I was right. Yeah, we have seen, yeah, like I can see these palm, smaller, smaller plants, that yeah. There is even a fig tree here, small-leaved fig, this big one. Palm. Yeah, so this is rainforest area, like yeah, all of these smaller like plants on the ground. All of them are green. Yeah, all of them. And as you can see, there is like a rock lawn, Lake Mackenzie, the lawn river there, and in the direction the information booth and toilets. Gum, another palm, like yeah, all of these. Yeah, like even here on the in the ground, how do you call them? I don't know how to call them, but like yeah, they are like these small and green plants. A plant that is actually growing to the trees, to the surfaces, if it is really humid. Yeah, so, and also these ones. Yeah, these are the main things in a rainforest. So if you are seeing all of these plants all over, then you are know that you are in a rainforest area, especially with the palm tree. And then the other thing that it is actually really green, so everything is green. That's the other thing that you can actually see, that you can recognize a rainforest area. So we've reached a tree that has really interesting texture and really big. That's the that's the top. And this palm tree is really beautiful. Like they have their like green body. Yeah, really beautiful. Yeah. Even a river. Yeah, like every Australian botanical garden, or at least in Canberra, they have this small island as well, a small river in the rainforest area. And because it is not like it can be really humid, like because we are next to this sea, ocean, I would say, but they have sprinkles, or yeah, because I think yeah, because it is just man-made. How do you say, man-made rainforest area, I would say. But still, blue cherry. Yeah, so that was a blue cherry tree, or plant, I would say. I wouldn't say a tree, but yeah, all of these, I wouldn't say palm, I don't know how to call them. Maybe palms, but I'm not too sure. So see, these are the sprinkles that I was talking about, that I think during the winter time it can get cold, and actually not, and also for these trees not to die. Yeah, so that was the blue cherry tree, or plant. I would say it was a bush. And yeah, there wasn't any fruits on them. I don't know if it is really Yes, these are palms. The bungalow palm. So I was right. That they were what? They were palm. Yeah, and it got really humid. I can feel humidity already. So I don't know if it is actually gets the blue cherry fruit on them or just because of the name, but then why would they name that tree or bush or plant? I would say I wouldn't call it a plant because I know if it is a small tree or a bush. So anyway, so that plant is actually has nothing to do with cherry, just the name. Or they are actually blooming, or they have this a cherry fruit, but instead of the red, it gets a blue one. And then this is the river that I was talking about, not the best river, like there are foams. So yeah, so we were actually camping at Green Patch. Yeah, really beautiful beach as well as a campsite. The other one was another one that didn't had Cabbage Palm. Wow, all these palms. I don't think that has to be anything to do with the cabbage, because it doesn't look like cabbage. Yeah, or maybe it grows similar to the cabbage, or yeah. I might actually do a little bit of research and then write it at the end of the video. So, as well as black apple. Yeah, this is actually really big one as well. So, yeah, so I will do a little bit of research about them, why they are called here, why they are called like this, and if they have anything with thing to do. And then yeah, I will just write a little bit of description at the end. Scented Acroncia. Doesn't have any scent. Yeah. They have closed tracks. Have a lot of pines as well. This one is pine as well, kauri pine. That doesn't look at all like pine, but yeah, or something extremely. Wow, look at these big leaves. Wow, really beautiful. Yeah, so this is what I like about the botanical gardens, because you can actually learn about the plants, how they are called, and then look at them peacefully. Yeah, there are less birds here. Like at the Green Patch campsite, there were a lot. Yeah, during the day, the parrots were chirping and other smaller animals. This is a plum, sorry, narrow-leaved red olive plum. So, so anyway, so that was yeah. So during the day it was like the birds were chirping. At the night the bats came. They created a really big, they created the sound of the whole area. Yeah, but it was really worth it. Yeah, and also if you're good in plants, you can actually write in the comments if I'm not, like I do a little bit of research and then these facts are not right. So yeah, so you can actually write in the comments, like I will not get mad at you, because you say that this is wrong, this is, so yeah, so write me, and I will just, yeah, I will learn by that. And also the viewers can actually learn, so not just me. So there are a lot of tracks which are closed for some reason. I mean, it can actually, like the lake trail. Yeah, lake trail, yeah. I've seen that it is closed for some reason, lake trail, but I'm not too sure why. Yeah, because you can actually, like, I can see some leaves and branches on the road, but then, yeah, you can actually go around them. So maybe the lake we will not see the lake because, yeah, that's the Lake Mackenzie's, but we can see the rock lawn and the green hut. Yeah, and then the direction is nothing. Yeah, I think they are not outdated. Little bit of waterfall here. Yeah, I will get a closer look. Yeah, some smaller like waterfall. And then the river, which we have crossed twice now. Look at this one. Wow. Really interesting one. Like how do you call it? This part of the tree. Yeah, I don't know. But they look really interesting how they go around the tree. Yeah, really beautiful and interesting. And really interesting. And we are back to the next city. I mean, it is the end of the rainforest area. I mean, in that direction we can see a little bit of rainforest as well. Or maybe this whole area. So from the lawn all the way this side is all about the rainforest. That could be actually one reason. So this is the rock lawn and the Lake Mackenzie. So maybe we can actually visit the lake. Maybe. Like, I'm really interested to actually see one because, like, how would I say, like, yeah, like it has some water life as well. Yeah, so yeah, this is track closed again. No entry. Pathways and broadwalks closed for safety concerns. So maybe they will actually renovate them, or because it was really big wind in the nearby season, or nearby when the later weeks, or they had in the before weeks. So yeah, I hope you get it. Bird nest fern. Yeah, like it kinda looks like a bird nest, but I know what fern is in Hungarian, so yeah. So I have this, like, the language problem sometimes. Weeping Lilly Pilly. Wow, that's actually some funny names. So yeah, so that's the problem with some language blocks or language. So if you know so if you know Queensland maple. So there are maples here in Australia, not just Canada. But the Canada has the main maple that we can see on the flag of Canada. So yeah, so that's the worst scenario that English is not your first language, then you think of the word, you know it in your own language, but you cannot translate it, and then exactly the same in the other direction. Yeah, because there are a lot of English words that I cannot translate to Hungarian, so for me to actually to have a better understand. These one, like fig wood. These are maybe figs.
What you got, I think what you know is you go into it knowing where, like each of our strengths are.
Yeah, so yeah, really beautiful. How would I say, like really beautiful little area, maintained, no trash. And that's the lake over there. Yeah, it looks like the ocean, but no, it is the lake. Yeah, because ocean is not here anywhere, like it is a bit far. This area is like a small, like how would I say, small, what they are called? Small cabin. They are the threatened flora in the Bodri National Park, as well as the threatened like fauna, or the animals, or the birds. And then, as you can see, Austrian government director of national parks, it is the same as in the ACT, instead of the New South Wales government. So yeah, like a lot of them we can actually see the Gagan cockatoo, the glossy black cockatoo, which is actually really rare to find, but you can find. And then the pied oyster catcher. And then they say if it is in the New South Wales listing, it is vulnerable, and then federal listing, so meaning all over there, all over Australia. This is just a small, like maybe a place where you can actually demonstrate something, but really cool fireplace actually. And then there are like drinking water stations. Yeah, this doesn't have any writings on it. Yeah, it says the Bodri National Park. And you can actually have this is actually really clever. Look, this is the map. Even it shows where you are. Wow, I've never actually seen it. So that is lake that we have seen, and then that green path is closed, but you can actually go, yeah, this side, and then the rock lawn, which is actually next to the rainforest area, and then maybe that area we will explore a bit more. Yeah, and then yeah, like not really big, so like you can actually walk all over it, I know, like in an hour or so, so not really big. So but it's really cool to see that you have a map on this one. This is the rock lawn. Yeah, that is the lake trail that you cannot take for safety reasons. This is the rock lawn. I would think that there would be some lizards which could actually like going around here, but because it is not sunny at all, and this view actually reminds me of winter. Yeah, like the plants doesn't have leaves, the sun is not shining, and cold, so 22 degrees or 18 degrees as we feel, or how we feel actually. Yeah, some Australian endangered species birds. Orange-bellied parrot, night parrot, which actually likes an owl, which looks like an owl. Yeah, and then you can see a lot of beaches like the Cairns, where you can see the ocean, or the Great Barrier Reef. And Perth, you can actually see some. Yeah, really beautiful. But this side, this, yeah, it really reminds me of winter time. Like, even though it is like summer here, yeah, it is strange for us, for Europeans, for the Northern Hemisphere. So even in the US, it would be like, it is strange that it is like we are after Christmas in January, but still it could be 40 degrees or so. Now it is not. But yeah, Beaver Farm. And there is like a sign. So yeah, this looks like a winter to me. Yeah, it is not too hot, like as I said, 22 degrees, and then we can feel it at 18 degrees, but I think it actually changed, like, yeah, like I need a jumper, of course, but not, how do I say, long pants. I can actually walk in shorts, but a jumper is needed. And there is like some tent that we can actually see a lot of times. Maybe some kind of Aboriginal site, or yeah, we don't know exactly why, but there are like several tents all over. Like even in Canberra you can find several. And then there is nobody inside. Yeah, so maybe some Aboriginals do actually live here, or homeless people. Yeah, I don't know. But look at this. Yeah, this is so grey, white, dead trees everywhere. Yeah, as I said, it reminds me of winter. And laughing kookaburra somewhere. Yeah, like I got a really good alarm at 5 a.m. Like there were like at least 10 kookaburras laughing at the same time. Yeah, so that's really good in tenting or camping, to actually listen to the nature without how would I say, without lights, or you have some small flashlight, and then you just go outside and sit there for a while, but not too much light like in the cities. Yeah, I visited Jervis Bay village as well. It is like there are parts that we cannot access it for some reason. Yeah, but they have a school. We have seen several smaller houses, all full with ACTs. License plate cars, some kind of animal swimming here somewhere. Like I don't know if you could see, but I could see. And then it stopped in this area. But yeah, this really looks like winter to me, not summer at all. Another interesting tree, the cheese tree. Yeah, we have came back to the, like we are like literally next to the lawn. The lawn. How do you call it? What is the official? But I know that it is lawn, not the rock lawn, the normal lawn. And then, yeah, this is the cheese tree. Yeah, they are really interesting and sometimes funny names. Like, I really want you to check my hibiscus, Phillip Island hibiscus, magenta cherry. Yeah, I will actually do a little bit of research, because I'm really curious if it is just their name, or they have the real cherry fruit, but in their own color, like blue or magenta. I think that's how you call it in English. Blackbutt. Yeah, so I really encourage you to watch my, or to visit my Instagram and see black olive plum again, and fig, small fig tree. So Logan apple. So I really encourage you to visit my Instagram. Instagram wax flower, long-lived wax flower. Yeah. So I always interrupt. I always interrupt myself. So check my Instagram posts about birds. You can see like heath, necklace heath. So ribberry. This is actually a berry as well. But I know, yeah, I've never actually heard of this ribberry. Yeah, I will do a lot of research. Red olive plum, and I forgot to mention at the beginning that this is the first Mount Spurgeon black pine. So this is the first video of 2026, which I have uploaded the perfidos. It is not made. It was not. I was not filmed in 2026. It was still in 2025 December 12, 13, 14, and maybe 15 or 16. So I don't know which was last day. So this is the first video of 2026. I forgot to mention at the beginning. So anyway, so check my Instagram post, and mostly like birds. Like I post of birds actually, and then I write it in the English name as well as the Hungarian name, and translate the Hungarian name into English. It is so much different. Really different. So we have found the Corey Eye Garden, as you can see. Like it is really tells the story of the Aboriginal like usage and how they used. This is the plant. This plant is with this flower is the national flower of New South Wales. And these ones, these will be actually these beautiful blue and yellow in spring and summer, they say. This summer, January, and nothing. Maybe a bit earlier, but the Aboriginals would use the blue flax lily to create a really big, really loud whistle. You could high-pitched whistle, and then these blue flowers will be used as a dye. So really interesting to learn about their culture. Like if you are coming here, as I have always, like every Australian say that, please be aware of the Aboriginals and learn how they used their, like, these plants, this world, this earth, how they lived here in Australia, where you can actually visit now. Really interesting. So yes, it is really interesting to actually understand the Aboriginals and acknowledge them as the First Nation people here in Australia, where you can actually walk now and learn how these plants were used by them. Like this one, the red devil. Lambertia formosa, red devil. Sandstone-based soils. The small horned seed capsules developed after flowering, which gives the common name red devil. Yeah, swamp lily. So yeah, it is really cool, and every garden has actually this area where you can actually learn from from the Aboriginals how they used, which I actually really like this, the fig, sandpaper fig. It was making for the sandpaper fig is a large bird attracting tree with rough, leathery leaves that were used for sharpening tools and smoothing implements. The sweet fruit can be eaten raw or ground into a paste for making sauces or baking. The specialized inverted or outside-in flowers from the inside of the fruit, which can only be fertilized by a particular codependent species of fig wasp. So this one, you can see the figs growing on the side of the tree instead of on the leaves. So this is like we have exited the Botanical Gardens, and this is a banksia tree. Yeah. Yeah, which actually opens its how do you say, plants, or not plant, seed, if it is really hot, and then as you can see, when this way you can see a bit better, it actually pops up, so so that way it is opened. No, because if it is really heat or fire starts, then it actually pops out, and then that's how they spread the banksia. Yeah, really interesting one. And the koals, not quokkas, koals, potoro and bandicot. 5 corners, and some flat pea. Some really beautiful flowers here as well in Australia. And as you can see, lake trails are closed. Lake trail closed due to track damage and unstable vegetation. So that big green one cannot take, but yeah, we actually visited most of the parts. I would say we have visited the rainforest, the rock lawn, Waratah lawn. And then we went there, the Corey Island, the orange one. And then some of the animals that you can see, laughing kookaburra, gangan cockatoo, glossy black cockatoo, crossella, Australian king parrot. Yeah, so a lot of birds you can actually find here. So this was the end of the first 2026 video from the ACT's Jervis Bay Territory. Yeah, we have actually found a real license plate from the it says ACT Jervis Bay Territory instead of the Canberra. It was really interesting and strange to see. Yeah, but then yeah, so this was the end, and then we will be actually going back to Canberra, 2 hours in front of us, and then we will back, and then have a proper sleep today. So see you in the next video, and I will actually want to make videos in Canberra. There is one really big street that I want to do, but because it was really hot, and also because it was like the Christmas and New Year's was here, that's why I didn't took any videos, and that's why it took really long time to actually edit the perf videos, because Yeah, because I didn't want it to do any work, any vlog work while I was like between these celebrations, because it is so sent to us too. Yeah, and then I needed some break. So, but I am back now, 2026. The first video here from Jervis Bay Territory, and then yeah, and then I will be doing the next video from Canberra. Yeah, I want to do some more there, but as I said, it was really hot and the celebrations were here, the Christmas, New Year's. But now I am free now, so I will be making more videos in 2026, and then I'm thinking of something special for Easter. Look at the back, recapping my thing, like since I started vlogging in Easter 2025 Easter, which is actually not too far. 2026 March, it's not too far. So yeah, so I will be making maybe a recap of what I had, how many followers I gained, and how many videos, all of my traveling vlogs, and then tips. So yeah, so see you in the next video. Until then, bye.